Hello and welcome to ABC News. Today we'll be interviewing a man that served in World War I. Make him feel welcome. So, can you tell us about your family and your life before the war? I had a mum, Catherine Mary Nee Kingsford Smith, and a father, William Charles Kingsford Smith. I had 6 other brothers and sisters. My dad was a banker and was a real estate businessman in Canada until 1903, and later became a clerk for Canada Pacific Railways. The family returned to Sydney in 1907. I was educated at Vancouver, Canada at St Andrew's Cathedral Choir School. I was an apprentice at the Colonial Sugar Refining Company in Sydney. What led you into joining the war? I had 3 years of senior cadets in 1914 at the outbreak of World War I. I was enthusiastic about joining the war, but had to wait until I turned 18. In 1915, I enlisted immediately and was sent for basic training camp in Egypt. In 1915, I enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force. What were the conditions like in Egypt? The Australian Imperial Force left Australia in November 1914. We were originally destined for England, but with overcrowding and shortages of equipment, it was decided that we would spend the winter in Egypt, which was good because it's not hot like summer, but it's still cold. This redirection meant that only 8,500 Australian and New Zealand troops could be provided with tents, with the rest of the tents not arriving from England until 2 weeks later. Oh wow, I never knew that. What did you do in the war? I embarked with the 4th Signal Troop, 2nd Division Signal Company on the 31st of May as a sapper, and served on Gallipoli and as a dispatch rider in Egypt. In October 1916, as sergeant, I transferred to the Australian Flying Corps. After training in England, I was discharged from the AIF and commissioned as 2nd Lieutenant in the Royal Flying Corps. In March next year, I was appointed Flying Officer in May, and in July I joined No. 23 Squadron in France. So, you fought on the Western Front. What happened there? Like I said, we were originally meant to fight in Germany and cover for Belgium and France. Like I said, we were originally meant to fight Germany and cover for Belgium and France, but Australia didn't have much luck on Gallipoli, so went to fight in France. The French battles Australia fought were Pozières, Fromelles, the Somme, Beaucourt, Messines, Passchendaele, and Villers and Bretonneau. Overall, 295,000 Australians served in the war, 46,000 died and 132,000 were wounded. Did you get any awards or public recognition? I was awarded the Military Cross for having shot down 4 German aircraft in my first month, and for, and I quote, conspicuous gallantry and devotion to duty, and did valuable work such as attacking ground targets and hostile balloons, after promoted to lieutenant, and in 1932 I received knighthood. Did you write to your family? If so, what did you write? I wrote to my family before I was transferred to the Flying Corps. I wrote, my intentions are to take up flying after the war. I wrote to my parents when I got the good news. It is an honourable and an interesting career, and at home there will be possibilities for our service. We weren't allowed long descriptive stories. The authorities wanted only short, important details. What did you do after the war? After the war, lots of pilots in the 1920s found themselves competing to make long-distance flights. I was denied from joining the competition of flying from England to Australia. Prime Minister Billy Hughes said that me and my team did not have enough navigation skills. Me and my partner set up a joyride business in the United States and California, but was a little too adventurous for most people. In May 1935, I began a trans-Tasman airmail service, but for the bravery of his co-pilot, who climbed out on the wing of the aircraft over the Tasman Sea to repair a damaged engine, the inaugural flight would have ended in disaster. Why are you known for flying? In 1927, me and my flying partner, Charles became the first pilots to fly around Australia. The following year, with the support of wealthy businessmen and government grant money, me, and two Americans, Harry Lyon and Jim Warner, became the first airmen to cross the Pacific. The following August, me and my crew flew the Southern Cross from Point Cook to Perth, and shortly afterwards from Sydney to Christchurch, becoming the first pilots to cross the Tasman Sea. My next adventure, a planned flight to England, ended in disaster when I made a forced landing in the remote northwestern Australia. Rescued after more than 2 weeks in the wilderness, Kingsford Smith and my crew resumed the journey, eventually breaking the world record for a flight between Australia and England. And how did war affect your life? I was shot in the foot and later had 3 toes amputated, and I learned how to fly, and that made a big impact on my life. I don't think I would be who I am without learning how to fly airplanes, because I don't think I would have ever picked it up as a hobby, and it ultimately dictated my life. Thank you for having me. That's so shabby. Thank you for joining us.